Hello, my name is Mark and welcome to I'm Organic Gardening, located in Zone 6B in the state of Jersey. And today I want to share with you how does organic gardening work. It's really a two-step process, and once you understand this process, and it's simple and easy to understand, your gardening will flourish, your container gardens will flourish even better, because it is harnessing nature, how it's been doing for millions of years, how it gets nutrients from the soil. So let's talk about soil first. What we're talking about in this video, and there'll be other ones about this is about soil. This is talking about your sand, silt, and clay. That's real soil. The other soil that people call soil, but it's really not soil, is peat moss. Now, peat moss is just organic material, which you can grow in, and people do it successfully all the time. And they add perlite and vermiculite into that mixture of peat moss to give it aeration. But today we're going to go over just a basic understanding growing in real soil, what it does, and it's about microbes. And like I said just before, it's a two-step process that can take anything that you add in your soil and break it down into nutrients. It can actually break down rocks, if you want to, into, which is a mineral, into nutrients. And that's what the process of doing is. Again, it's a two-step process, and I'll show you how it's doing by a little bit of a demonstration. So here we have that simple and easy demonstration. Anything that's on this plate here, we're going to change over from our minerals into nutrients that's plant available that can feed our plants. Anything organic can go on this plate, and anything that's our parent material, our sand, silt, and clay, even pebbles or rocks or even boulders, get broken down by bacteria and fungi. We don't have to chop this up. Fungi and bacteria does not have mouths. They don't have to chew it. What they do, they release enzymes, or some people say acid, onto it. Now it will break down that material, and these two things will eat it and digest it in their body and remove what it needs for itself. Now, what comes along after that is here that we have our protozoas and nematodes. Now, these are very small compared to these. So let's say this is, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is a 1, and these are 10 in size. Now, these two come along and eat these two things. Now, when they do that and poop it out, just like almost like a worm casting, that ends up on our plate over here. That's plant nutrient available to our plants all the time. So again, too, anything that's organic or our parent material, like our sand, silt, clay, and rocks, and our organic material, is eaten down by bacteria and fungi. They swim around the soil, and then these are hunters here. They go after and hunt these two things because they want to eat those, and then after they eat them and digest them and poop them out, that's our plant available nutrients. So in this picture here, you can see the protozoa, which is these four things here. And this is a bacteria. Now you can tell the size difference. Now after that protozoa eats that bacteria or the fungi, that it will poop it out, and that's, again, plant available nutrients. What affects all this the most is your temperature outside, which should be around 78 degrees for this all to work properly. But now, if it gets higher, it still works, but they're a little sluggish, just like anything else too. They also are all aquatic. They need water. Water has to be in the soil so they can swim around. They also need oxygen, so you need pore spaces or build those soil level up so you have storage of oxygen in pockets in your soil. But we're talking micro pockets of oxygen. And the last thing you need is food, either the parent material or organic matter to get them started. Anything that you put in the soil has to go through this process. There's only two things that I know that don't have to go through the process of this, and that's worm castings and rabbit manure. The reason for that, because inside a worm, it has all this inside the digestive tract. So when you get worm castings or worm poo, it has gone through this process already. In your organic matter or in your sand, silt, and clay or pebbles, has all the minerals you possibly need for your plants. It actually has probably 5 times more than you can buy separately inside a product that's available to you to use in the garden. And here I have some beautiful tomatoes that was grown using that process or understanding. And you can see it in another series that I've been doing on my YouTube channel this year. Now what I started out with is my parent material I have here in New Jersey, my sand, silt, and clay. I grew a cover crop, and you can see the residue left over here. That's of winter rye. It looks like a straw right now. And then through growing those microbes and keeping them alive all winter long, I can get a beautiful tomato plant because it harnesses the power of nature. This is only part one of how organic gardening works in your soil. Now we'll be going over how to grow it in containers like a 5-gallon bucket, a grow bag, anything that you grow it in, a tub, no matter what. We're going to be going over that and how to harness the power of nature and get that working inside those containers also too, as much as we can. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you again shortly with another one. And things are getting a little bit cooler temperature wise. We had frost this morning, and which is kind of odd for this time of the year. So we'll see how things pan out in other videos. Thank you very much. I'll see you again shortly.